Good morning. Wanted to share with you a few words about dying. Maybe not the kind of dying you're thinking about, but the world says life is about getting. Jesus says it's more blessed to give than to receive. He also said the Christian life is about dying. In other words, not living to get or to receive ourselves, but living to give ourselves and to lay down our lives for the Lord, for Him, and for one another. To take up our cross and follow Him, to lay down our lives for our friends and for our neighbors and for our enemies, to lay down our lives for His kingdom that He might reign in us. In John chapter 12, verses 24 and 25, Jesus said this, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. Whoever loves his life loses it, and whoever hates his life in this world will keep it for eternal life. If anyone serves me, he must follow me." Dietrich Bonhoeffer was a famous Christian, or is a famous Christian. He was a pastor and theologian, lived in Germany during World War II and during the Nazi days. And he wrote a famous book at one point. The most famous line, I think, is, "When Christ calls a man, he bids him come and die." When Christ calls a person to come follow me, he bids him to come and die to himself, to his old life, to the things that he would want more than following Christ. There's a article I came across this last week, and there's some words by a man named Milton Vincent, and he says this: "When my flesh yearns for some prohibited thing, I must die. When called to do something I don't want to do, I must die. When I wish to be selfish and serve no one, I must die. When shattered by hardships that I despise, I must die. When wanting to cling to wrongs done against me, I must die. When enticed by allurements of the world, I must die. When wishing to keep besetting sins secret, I must die. When wants that are borderline needs are left unmet, I must die. When dreams that are good seem shoved aside, I must die. I must die." A little chorus that was popular worship chorus probably when I was in college, goes like this: over every thought, over every word, may my life reflect the glory of my Lord, because you mean more to me than any earthly thing. So won't you reign in me again? The chorus: Lord, reign in me, reign in your power over all my dreams. In my darkest hour, you are the Lord of all I am. So won't you reign in me again? The things that I want to push for, the things that I want to say, the things that I want to have, the things that I want to fight for, the things I want to cling to, my ways, my wants, I must die so that Christ might live in me, and that I might serve others as He has served me. In other words, Jesus, live in me today. And Jesus, help me to die to myself today. Paul writes in Galatians 2, verse 20, and I'll finish with this. He says, "I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live is in the flesh. I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave Himself for me." Christ died for us that we might live, and we are called to die for ourselves, for His glory, and for the sake of others. Be blessed today. May He go with you.